So this has been like the 1 week that it's felt normal to me, because like school's actually getting like school. You know what? Just cue the intro. Hello guys, Two Latin Brothers Podcast, also known as T.L.B.P. I'm Victor.
And I'm Adrian.
And as I was saying,
notice I didn't say anything throughout the entire intro.
That was magical.
Okay, look, I'm going to be honest with the audience here. Look, we recorded this already, but the audio was complete trash. Like, I don't know why. The levels were everywhere. I tried to fix it.
I had some good content, man.
And then I had to get rid of all of it. Like, it wasn't going to work.
It's actually a problem that we're not scripted, because sometimes we have good conversations, and then life.
The problem is that we already had this conversation, so we're going to have it all over again.
Okay, so let me tell you about, like, how... so as I was saying, school has been getting a lot more normal to me, because, like, well, not feeling normal, but it's felt like a normal week, because we've had learning at home, so e-learning, it's getting fun, not really. Yeah.
That's all you got?
That's all I got. That's all I had before, and now it's all I got now.
Okay, so, in my case, like, I'm basically done school. I'm doing exams. I've been doing an exam basically this whole week. I mean, it's I guess it's better because my exams are now all open book, as opposed to like not being open. I guess they're open book because I'm doing them at home. Like,
I feel like we're so much more awkward now.
Because we're like having to remember what we just like. Anyway,
it was such a conversation.
But like, I think it's really interesting how like we're stuck inside and it's getting to us.
Yeah,
it's getting to
the
us.
walls are coming in on me, man. They're coming in. Like, I see the full walls and they're like creeping in on me. Trust me, I'm not claustrophobic. It's just something that's going on.
It's just something that's going on.
It's just something that's going on. The walls are creeping up on me.
Well, it doesn't help that it's gloomy outside. Yeah,
like, honestly, like, I feel like I need to go for a walk. But it's, like, gloomy. But, like, I almost want it to rain. Because when it's raining, I like walking in the rain. I like being in my sobby shoes. Like, it's either sunshine and rainbows or raining. You can't have, like, this weird, like, mix thing. I don't do that. That's, like...
Where do you see rainbows?
I don't even know. It's just weird.
Where are you living?
I don't know. It's just something that's always been,
I don't know. I really don't know. I cannot stress how much I don't know. The other thing too is like because we're stuck inside and we're like spending so much time with each other, we're having conversations like outside of the podcast. So we're having to find things to talk about.
Yeah.
Like it's hard because we talk so much already. Like
we're running out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah. So it's rather interesting to say the least that we're stuck inside, so then we can't we talk a lot already because we're like basically next to each other.
Yeah.
And then we have to record and then talk about stuff we literally talked about previously, and then the recording doesn't work, so we have to re-record. So basically we're talking about things like 3 times in a given day when we record.
Honestly,
it's driving me insane.
It's fun.
It's funny because people keep telling me pick up new hobbies or do something else, but I'm already too busy.
Honestly, I just it's because now we have the time to do stuff, to do stuff, but we're just so lazy. We don't want to do anything.
The lack of motivation.
Yeah, it's I can I have the time. In my case, I have the time to be playing the piano. Practice and do stuff, but I'm just so tired.
You're just done.
I'm done. Honestly, let me get on a deeper level here.
No.
Listen.
This isn't just about you.
I'm
meanwhile, I'm not I'm busy. I don't appear to be that busy, but I am because I'm working on a bunch of other stuff in the background.
Yeah.
While trying to do school and this and coordinate with other things at the same time simultaneously, while being involved with 2 to 3 other projects at the same time, while doing there's too much going on.
It's absurd.
And then being in isolation doesn't help either, because now we're having to have group text messages to get stuff done. We're yo, so is this done? Did you do this? Yeah, okay, I did this. Did you do that? Like,
yeah, we don't have group work in my life like right now. It's not a thing.
Well, okay, so like for school, okay, so this actually happened for school. We had to record like a class. We had to do a class presentation, but then we did it over Zoom. We recorded it. I did some video editing. I put like the stuff in, and it was great. I put like like stuff in there, like little clips we took from YouTube in there. Boom, compressed that, sent that to the teacher, uploaded. Like it was great. But like having to do all of that, and like most people don't know how to do any of that, right? And then having to do all of that was just like, also the audio for it was like a disaster. I just did not care.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been an interesting couple of weeks.
Yeah. It has. It really has. Like, honestly.
Also, this is being recorded the day that you're listening to this.
Yeah.
Because the audio was just trash.
Yeah, like honestly, like 2 weeks ago, like I had like nothing to do. Like, I was literally just doing nothing.
We should just start recording like an episode every single day. And then like
ow, that hurt my brain.
No, then we have like a catalog of like crazy, so we don't have to record like just me and you.
Yeah,
like, we wouldn't have to record for like weeks on end.
Yeah, we could just be like, episode go.
Yeah, right. Like it would be like the other thing too is like a lot of YouTubers. Actually, there's this one group of YouTubers. They say that they have 2 months worth of like pre-recorded stuff.
Yeah,
like, and they upload like almost every other day. Isn't that crazy? 2 months of pre-record.
Well, if you just have like 5-minute clips, and like let's say you do 2 crazy things in one day, that's like 2 videos, right? So you got like 2 videos in one day.
Yeah, like you know who wasn't affected, and the YouTubers who weren't affected by this, Minecraft YouTubers.
Honestly, like their jobs are so easy.
Just gotta set the computer.
Like any gamer channel, like you can just continue as nothing's happening.
Yeah,
like maybe when they start their intro, they're like, I hope everyone's like home and safe, but like that's about it. Like that's the only change in their life.
Yeah.
Unless they have like a channel 2, and then like where they actually do vlogs and stuff. Like other than that, they're not really affected.
So everyone's lost now.
Yeah. So we talked about a few things.
We talked about maybe vlogging.
Yeah. And like possible things that could happen.
Yeah.
But like that's a few things.
We're not sure yet. I think it's currently in quarantine. It's not like we can like there's nothing to vlog.
No, honestly,
our messy room.
Honestly, like that's it.
It's like this pile of dirty clothes at the corner.
That's it. Like honestly, that's it.
It's like it's also like it's incredibly like gray outside.
It's so gloomy. I look outside and I'm like, I want to go for a walk. No, I don't look outside. Like, I woke up this morning, I'm like, I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to be productive. And then I literally look outside and I see it's gloomy and I see it's depressing. And then I realize...
You can't really go outside anymore.
Well, you can.
Well, I mean, like a week ago, we went outside for a walk.
No, like, you can go outside as long as you don't meet up with people.
Yeah.
Your intention is to go meet up with people.
Okay, so last week we went for a walk. And it was, like, rather interesting because we went down, like, this bicycle path type thing.
Yeah.
Where, like, people walk and jog and stuff. And, like, people walk their dogs there and stuff, too.
Yeah.
So we're walking down the bicycle path. You know how people, like, there's, like, a side coming and one side going?
Yeah.
Well, so we're on the side going, but every time we'd run into someone, both parties would, like, jump onto
like, the people walking towards us.
would jump on the grass, and we'd, like, exchange this look like, yo, I promise I don't got it.
But, yeah, it's just like...
Don't get close to me.
Yeah, it's like, yo, bro, like... I don't got it. Like, trust me, I don't got it. And then we just smile, like we don't got it either. But like, stay safe.
Yeah,
like it's crazy.
It was like it's really odd, like to avoid to avoid people like that. Like
yeah, like also
logically,
the fact that like you don't hear cars driving by every once in a while. It's just like empty. Like nature's taking over.
There's like a friend of mine on Snapchat the other day. He was like posting. He posted like people lining up at a grocery store, but he's like. It's like a sneaker, like a shoe drop.
Yeah.
Because like people spaced out.
And it's just like lining up for like a normal like grocery store.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's like, yo man, I look like a sneaker drop out here. It's just like people lining up. It's getting interesting. The other thing too is like most people aren't like ready to make this a habit.
Yeah.
Like of like being like this. Like most people's sleep schedules are off.
Yeah.
Like also like trying to like get used to this new environment that we're in.
Yeah, like it's not that it's like a new environment. It's a state of living.
Yeah, this new state of living that we're in. Sorry, I misspoke. My bad.
It's okay.
State of living that we're living in. So it's more like the other thing too is like getting used to it or like trying to get used to it.
Yeah.
Because like we don't know how long this is gonna last. Also like for Canadians we know we're stuck in here till June 30th.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a while. The other thing too is like our numbers are skyrocketing so fast.
No, honestly, our numbers are going up, and I think it's just because people are bored. And I think a few people are gonna stick with it, but like, and then some people are gonna be like, "I'm dropping it."
I like how people are on the internet saying that they're bored while on the
no,
internet.
I know. It's just like you're not bored if you're doing something. You know, like you can't do that. It's a lie. it's like who told you this was okay? Like honestly,
it's rather funny. I think like half of like the things are just bored.
Yeah, like there's people like literally recording themselves being like, "I don't know what to do today. Somebody tell me what to do."
Yeah, like I think it has to do with a lot of the fact that we're not typically used to being stuck at home all day.
Yeah.
And like usually when you're at home, like most people's houses are literally to eat dinner and sleep, eat breakfast and then leave. That's literally like, I mean, and shower and maybe, you know, whatever. Yeah. But like that's like kind of how like most of my weeks are. Like I wake up, I get ready, I eat breakfast, I leave.
Yeah.
And I don't come back till like 8 or 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So I get home, I eat dinner, I shower, I sleep, wake up, do the whole thing all over again.
Yeah.
So like I rarely ever was at home, and now like I'm home like
honestly, like you don't think you go out much, and then you realize, oh my gosh, my life is outside.
Yeah, I don't live at home. I live out there.
Like honestly, when you have the time and you don't realize it, you're just like, I want to go out, you know?
Yeah.
Because you don't think you're living out, but when you're forced to live in, you're like, oh my gosh, my life is out.
Like I know people who, well, I mean, not that I know people, but like a lot of elderly people.
Elderly?
Old,
you invented a new word. Elderly people.
I can't talk. Elderly people, like some of them will literally go grocery shopping just to go walk.
Yeah.
And it's like now you can't even go grocery shopping just
honestly,
to go walk. There's a grocery store near your house. They're only letting 3 people in at a time.
Yeah.
Like you line up 3 people, go in, and then once they're done, they walk out, and then the next 3 people.
No, like honestly, like it's crazy because like you know we're still stuck. We're still stuck in home. You know, like and I can't say like I'm really bored because we got the interwebs, like the internet. You know, I don't know. Ask your grandma what it's called. I don't know. You know, it's crazy. Like I can't say I'm bored because I can literally go onto the internet and like figure out how to do something brand new.
Well, that's the thing too. I mean, like we're running out of things to talk about because, like as previously mentioned, we're talking and then talking again about it, and then talking again about it. One of the other things too is the fact that we spend so much time. Like we're starting to get on each other's nerves. Spending so much time. No,
honestly, every morning we're like yelling at each other for like I don't know. Like
we don't yell. We just snap at each other.
Yeah, we snap at each other. We're just like, why'd you take my fork? And you're just like, why did you take my bowl? I'm like, why are you having a bowl with like a fork?
I was gonna eat some rice,
and I'm like, we don't got rice cooked. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's so bizarre. Like, just, and we had to do this for another 2 months too.
No, I know. Like, I'm already sick of your face. Like, get out of here.
Well, you know, get out of the room.
You know, one day we're just gonna do like a big face reveal. Like, it's gonna be the next marshmallow. You know, it's gonna
everybody's like, what is it? Should we? Actually, we'll have that conversation later. Okay. But there's like a lot of things that we are doing currently.
Oh my gosh! I just thought I'm going to talk about it later.
Like currently, like I'm working on like a whole bunch of like side things that I'm planning for us to do.
Well, I'm also planning for us to do a few things, and I'm sure it correlates with stuff.
Well, like right, so we're kind of bouncing off ideas back and forth, right?
Yeah.
But like the other thing too is the fact that because we're in the process of doing this, we don't have as much like ability right now because like for example, I was supposed to finish school like this month. I'm in exams right now.
Yeah.
In June I was supposed to graduate, get my diploma. It would be great, it'd be grand. I'd go out in the world, look for a job. I mean, I'd start looking for a job now, realistically. Yeah. What happens? I can't go out and look for a job.
Yeah, you can't. Like you can send emails, but it's just something about going to the place and like handing them stuff.
No, I know, but like it's not even that. Like it's more like I'm like stuck in this state of limbo now because I can't even like go look for like you know what I mean. Like I can look online, but like at the same time, it's like what are we doing? And then on top of that, it's more like how we now like we had like you know we had plans like you know get a place so we could record and all stuff, right? And like. Yeah. Get cameras and all this, like get
like actual gear.
Yeah, get like a better setup going and all this stuff. And now it's like all this is like essentially on hold because I can't get a job.
Yeah, honestly. I could do something. Like, I can make a few calls to the mafia or something.
No,
like,
you can't do that.
Okay, or like I could also just
no.
Like, I can also just like
No.
actually call somebody, like, get a job.
What are you gonna go do?
You know what? I can start packaging groceries. They're the real heroes right now. Like, thank you to like all like the people that work in hospitals, all the custodians, all the people like working for us. Like right now, honestly, like I can't say I'm not doing anything because technically I'm saving the world.
No, you're not.
Just saying, like, just staying at home. Like, I'm saving the world right now.
No, you're not.
Just like sitting here.
You're just a bum.
I can lay in my bed and be like, I'm saving the world.
No, you're not.
Yeah. Like, I'm saving people from the coronavirus.
No. You're saving people from spreading the coronavirus.
I heard saving.
Just.
I heard saving. Therefore, I'm saving the world.
You're more like yourself.
I'm saving the world.
You're saving yourself.
You can view it how you want. I can view it how I want.
Coward.
I'm not a coward. I'm saving people.
I remember, actually, when I was, there was like this meme that was going around, like when your mom says you never accomplish anything, just laying around. And it's like now everyone's like, I'm at home. I'm not doing.
It's like, look at me now, Mom. I'm saving the world in my couch.
From the comfort of my own couch.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, like, I think it's about finding things to do in like this time. Like, a lot of people have been playing board games and learning new musical instruments or like
musical instruments they've had in their like closet for like the last.
I'm sure there's a guy who I know, he has a guitar. I bet you he already cracked out that guitar.
He's just like, I'm going back.
Yeah. Like, I have a guitar under my bed and I haven't touched it yet.
Yeah.
Because I'm so busy with all the other things that are going on. So, like, yeah, but, I mean, I might. You never know.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things going on currently, and I guess it's just, it's hard to put ourselves in this, like, no one foresaw this coming, of course, but it has affected us. And I think a lot of people are getting like a lot of counseling after this.
Yeah.
So we've been stuck in like we've already been inside for a month.
No, honestly.
And honestly, like, I'm not gonna lie, it's getting to me now. And I'm not normally like I'm like I like going outdoors, but like I'm not like the outdoors to socialize type of person.
Yeah.
But like now it's like anything going out there.
Yeah, like honestly, I kind of miss the interaction. Like, for example, for me in school, like I miss school.
I don't believe you.
Well, I miss school.
You lie.
I really don't. Like, I actually I miss school. Like, I don't mean like I miss like lunch or anything. Like, I miss like the school part.
So you mean to tell me that you miss? Okay, look. For starters, school is literally legally forcing you to hang out with your friends.
I know, but like I said, I didn't mean like. I miss lunch. I miss like the actual lesson itself. I miss being able to like input on a discussion or conversation.
You miss the interactive part of school.
Yeah, basically, that's it.
You miss being interactive.
I miss being interactive.
I'll ask you questions,
and it's weird, but like what are you gonna ask me? Like, well, 1+1 is like, like you're gonna give me like real math and to like do stuff like
I'll write out equations. MX plus B equals.
I don't know.
Y equals MX plus B.
That's just to get the line of best fit.
Yeah, man. That's like.
See, I knew.
That's not the point. I mean, you should know that by now. I think you learn in grade 10.
No, you learn in like grade 9.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It's when you do first graphing.
All I know.
And
I know
those
it.
lucky few learned it in grade 8.
Look, I don't know when you learn it. I just know I know it.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing it for so long.
MX plus B.
I mean, I remember when I took college, when I was in college, I took math. That was, like, really interesting because a lot of people forgot how to math. Like, I had to...
math?
Yeah. That's what we called it. This one guy, I had to teach him how to long divide again.
Oh, man, I actually don't remember how.
He forgot how to long divide. And then we had to, like, divide equations or, like, fractions.
Oh, man.
And he couldn't remember how to do that. And I'm like, don't remember how to.
Oh, that's something I should start doing.
And then like he forgot like all this stuff.
No, it's because like you do like essentials maths.
Yeah.
But like once you get to high school, they're just like we're not dividing these anymore.
Yeah, we're like in
algorithms. We're in algorithms. We're finding quadratic equations, converting equations to another equation. I don't know why you would do that. Just stick with one.
To simplify.
I know, just like all this work for no reason.
And then you gotta love when it's like solve for X.
Yeah.
And then solve for Y.
Yeah.
And solve for whatever else. And then they add Z.
No,
Have they added Z for you yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, it's when they add depth and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, because right now you got the X and Y axis.
No, I know.
The X and then the Y going up.
Yeah.
And you got the vertical and longitude, like latitude and
Yeah,
longitude.
I know.
And then with Z, we add like the distance.
I know.
Like the
depth.
Yeah, it's great.
I know.
I
shouldn't know yet, but I know.
It makes things interesting, to say the least. I don't know. We need help on what to talk about.
Yeah, honestly. So like, I'm gonna be making a post. I'm gonna be making posts. That's plural. I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm gonna be making posts on our story, for people like to send us, like, you know, if you guys want our like weird input on, like, I don't know, bunnies. Like, we'll talk about them. You know, they got a lot of stuff. You know, like the ears. You know, the feet.
That's not the point.
Okay, but that's not the point. I know. Like, send us, like, I don't know, send us like feedback. Like, if there's something you want us to talk about, you know,
something you didn't like we said.
So yeah, exactly.
We'll
like,
call you out on the podcast.
Like, honestly,
we'll call you.
Like, we'll call you on the podcast and complain to you.
Why are you listening? If you don't like it, you don't have to listen to it.
No, honestly, like, no, send us like I don't know, like, ask us questions. You know, send us feedback. You know, if there's something you like, you know, if there's something we talked about and you guys want us to expand on it, you know, send us a message or something, you know. We're open book.
No, not really.
Not really. Just like, okay, you can message us between like 3 and 5, and not between like.
Honestly, message us whenever.
And don't message us at 4. So technically, you can message us between 30 minutes of being within the time of 3 and within 30 minutes of being the time of 5.
Just message us whenever.
Yeah, just message us whenever.
If Victor's on, I'll be on and I'll answer. One of us will be on and we'll answer. Doesn't matter.
If we don't answer, we're sorry. We didn't get to you, you know.
Watch someone answer, be like, am I talking to Victor? And I'll be like, nope, you got the other brother. The cooler, awesome brother.
And they're going to be like, can I talk to Victor? And I'm going to be like, oof, that's good.
And I'm going to be like, it's Victor.
You're just going to pretend to be me.
Like, it's
they
Victor.
They tell you, like,
what up?
That's not how I talk.
I'll be like, it's Victor.
I'd be like, what's up? I'm just joking. I just pull like the craziest thing. I'd be like, hey, it's Cartel Boy. And you'd be like, what's going on? What?
You can't say that out loud.
I'm sorry, a Cartel Boy.
No.
No, honestly, like, this is like thing. Like, this, just so everybody knows, this is PG, not rated G. So if you have kids, you know, this is probably where you stop the episode, unless you think they know. Like, I'm pretty sure kids don't know what Cartel is anyways.
They're all asking.
They're all asking their parents right now. Like, I could say a few things and mess them up, but like, you know, I'm not gonna do that. Like, whenever my brother's looking for a guest, he always like passes me his phone to like send a message to the person, because for some weird reason he doesn't want to do it himself. I'm like, hey, you want to be on a podcast? Sincerely, Cartel Boy. And then my brother's just like, you can't send that. I'm like, why not? I'm like, you're making me do it? And he's just like, no, erase that. I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah, because I'm not. Sarah's going to be like, oh my gosh, look, I knew it.
And see, especially when like I'm messaging somebody he went to high school with.
Okay, look. Okay, when I was
the thing is, he was a really quiet person. So like, it fits perfectly. So like, when I send sincerely your favorite Cartel Boy.
No, look. No, the other thing too is like I didn't do that great in school. Like, especially high school. Like, I didn't do that good. So like, I kind of like, I made it through high school, but like, I barely made it through high school. For everybody gets what I'm saying. But like,
yeah.
Well, like the other thing too is like, I had some teachers tell me that I'd never go anywhere. I never accomplished anything.
Yeah.
So like, having that in mind, it was more like, that's more like saying that it's like, I'll be like, oh my gosh, it actually happened. He became a drug dealer. That makes sense.
Yeah. Like, it'd just be like, actually, like, it'd be like fixing people to like the stereotype they had.
Yeah. Like, no, but like the other thing too is like, I find that, I don't know, I think it's interesting when I relate to people, especially people who went to high school with me. Like, some people who went to high school with me, not all people, but like some people, like it's kind of awkward because like they were really good at school.
Yeah. And
then I run into them like a few years later, and they'd be like, oh, hey, how's it going? What are you up to?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, you know, I'm in college, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And then they go, oh, I'm like, how about you? And they're like, oh, I dropped out of uni and I'm working at a grocery store part-time.
Well, see, they're a hero they were here or now at this moment.
Right now.
They're on par with the astronauts.
But like, I feel like we're all super judgmental in high school at that time because like there's not gonna be anybody. They're not gonna do anything. Like whatever.
Yeah.
But then it's like, when the roles reversed, it's like
it's just like
yeah.
Especially
and then
like
it's just like it's awkward, not for them, but for
like
you.
actually when I'm walking with you sometimes.
Like not to say that it's wrong to be a grocery store. It's just like. Like before, like they were putting you down because that's where they thought you would end up.
Yeah.
But then when they're like, it's just
actually, I've actually ran into a few circumstances when I was like walking with you. Mm-hmm. Like I think I can't remember where it was, but like so we saw somebody, and then they're just like, "Oh yeah, I'm taking a year off," and they're just like, "What are you doing?" And then you're just like, "Oh, I'm in school right now. I'm like finishing up," and I'm just like, and then he had this face of like, "Say what? You're in school?" He had like this whole face, like his whole world was just like.
Yeah, because I mean, I wasn't exactly like a model student in high school.
Yeah.
So like a lot of
the fact that you were in school.
Yeah, like there's a lot of things that like happen in high school. So like when things come full circle, it just kind of like it throws people off for sure. Like a lot of people like when I tell them like I'm basically done.
Yes,
like I'm basically done my program now. So when I go and I tell people now, it's gonna be like,
okay, let's take how it is. I took a year off and then I decided to take another year off.
I knew a guy like that. He was like, I'm gonna take a year off, and then I ran into him. I think like last year or the year before, at which one had been like 4 years already. And I'm like, oh hey, I'm like, so how was your year off? He's like. Oh, it's still going.
Oh my god.
I go, what? And he goes, yeah.
I took 4 years off.
Yeah, it's like, I'm still on my year off. I'm like, it's been like 4 years since we finished high school, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, dude, I'm finishing college. Like, I'm finishing my career.
Like, what are you doing?
And he's just like, what? And I go, yeah. Like, I'm like, done. Behind,
bro.
Like, I'm done. This is it. This is it.
It's like the last you'll ever see me on this campus.
Yeah, no, he wasn't even on the campus.
Oh my gosh.
But like, I ran into him like at a bus stop, actually. It was really, like at a bus station. It was really funny. But yeah, and I run into a few people like that now, and like, and then there are like those people who were like a year younger than me that I'll run into.
Yeah.
Like, so what you up to? And they go, oh, I'm looking for a job. But you know what's funny? I'm like, what? You need experience to have a job? It's like nobody want to hire you.
Yeah.
But then like,
I find that ridiculous. Like, see, because companies just instantly or like little like franchises they expect for you to like to have done like some form of co-op. Yeah. So that way you can say like you've done experience.
Yeah.
But like for the students who don't, and that's like a lot. Like a lot of students do a co-op, but like there's a lot of students that don't end up doing it.
That's why you volunteer.
Yeah, that's why you volunteer. You can like, but you volunteer in like different areas, right?
Yeah.
So they can be like, oh, have you had experience with like people? And be like, yep. Did my volunteer.
Like me, no, like I remember when, so I worked at a camp in the summertime when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And the first question was, have you worked with kids and like people and not? So I'm like, oh yeah, I volunteer at an elementary school from like kindergarten all the way to grade. And they go from kindergarten all the way to grade. I'm like, yeah. So like, throw it at me.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh wow. And I'm like, yeah, like not like also like I partook in like at one point because I was going on like a weekly basis. I met some of the parents and interacted with them, and like whenever we do like specific events at the school, parents come to school and stuff like that. They're like, oh, wow, so, like, you're really involved in all of this. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, like, calling out, like, specific people I know who are higher up the chain. Like, yeah, like, they were, like, the principal at the time. Yeah. Or, like, whatever. And they go, oh, wow. And they go, yeah. And they're like, okay, we'll call you back.
Yeah.
Like, we're definitely calling you back.
Yeah.
And then I remember when I walked into that school and I met the principal. So the camp was being run at a school, and they had another principal, and I already knew that principal, so it was really funny because I was like, oh hey, and she's like, hey, and we had this whole conversation. Wait, are you working before that? I'm like, yeah, and she's like, oh, this is awesome, and she introduced me like all the other people there, and I was like, hi.
now you know all the other higher ups.
Yeah, it was really interesting, to say the least. But you run into little things like that because you volunteer and you know the community and you know people, and then like, and the other thing too is like now, like when I think back, that was like what, like 8 years ago now. So like all those kids now, they're all like,
actually there's like 2 kids you actually taught.
I assisted.
You assisted. That
because I was the assistant teacher.
Yeah,
because it was like a language camp where they taught languages and stuff.
You actually saw some of them because because of our dad plays soccer.
Yeah.
And there was these 2 kids that you saw, and you're just like, oh my gosh, he's so big now.
Yeah, because they were like little kids. They're like 8 years old, and like now they're like your age, right? Yeah. So it's like it threw me off so much. I was so confused. I was like, whoa. I was like, how did you, like...
You grew!
The thing too is, like, I have, like, selfies of us, like, hanging
Yeah, out. And then, like, you came home and you're just like, I wonder if I have that one selfie he took on my phone.
Yeah, like, because, like, during lunch, I used to take my phone.
Yeah.
And then, like, especially, like, all the little girls, they, like, take, like, selfies like crazy.
Yeah.
And, like, because my phone is set up to, like, send everything to the cloud, so, like, I have, like, hundreds, like, every now and then, like, I'll find photos and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, what is this? Like, I thought I got rid of all this stuff.
Yeah.
It could be really fun.
It's like that one photo that slipped by.
Yeah, I know, but like, I remember this one time I was looking for a picture of something specific on like my computer, and I was like on my like Google Drive or whatever. And a friend of mine like sitting right next to me, he's like, dude, who's the little girl in the corner? I go, little girl in the corner. And I look, and there's like this picture of this one little girl. There's this corner. I'm like, I don't actually remember who that is. I was like thinking, I'm like, oh, she's from the... I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then I checked the date on it and the year. I'm like, oh, it was like when I worked at a camp. And he turns and looks at me. He's like, you worked at a camp? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, just like all the kids took my phone and like stuff. He's like, you didn't put like a lock on it? I'm like, nah, I didn't.
Ends up texting people you don't want to talk to.
Yeah, it's like, it was like one of those things. It's odd.
Yeah, so I think the episode's done here.
Yeah, let's wrap up.
Okay, guys, this has been Two Latin Brothers Podcast. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Go to the script. Go to like the description. Check out our Instagram. I'll be uploading some stories, so like asking you guys like for a few like questions of stuff. Share share with like everybody. I mean, like everybody. Use the interwebs, the internet. Whatever you kind of call it.
You have nothing else to do. You're bored. Share a podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
I got something new
for
you.
I dare you to go into your DMX. Like, go to our Instagram. Copy the link, and I dare you to send it to people you don't think will talk to you.
Are you going to do it too?
I can. I really can.
He's going to do it to one person.
I'm going to do it to one person. And, I dare you guys to go out, interact with those you haven't really talked to. Because we have the access to use...
We have access?
We have access to the internet, which just allows us to connect to anyone.
I guess.
Right? Unless they're like...
Alright, let's wrap up.
Yeah, they don't have internet.
Let's wrap up. I gotta upload this.
Okay, so this has been Two Latin Brothers Podcast, guys. This has been Two Latin Brothers Podcast, guys. This has been Two Latin...
Stop saying
somebody wearing headphones is like, this broke. No, this has been Two Latin Brothers Podcast, guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.